Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So as you can probably tell, we're in a hotel room. We're on the road right now filming some mini golf videos, and so this is going to be the background for this video. And since we're on the road, I wanted to film a little Q&A for you guys and answer some questions that you guys have. I also have Brooks. He's going to read me the questions. Hi. So I don't know what they're going to be. And yeah, let's get into it.
Why is 13 considered lucky for you?
I used to like a lot of horror movies, and I still like Scooby-Doo stuff, kind of like cutesy Halloween stuff. And the number 13 is just usually like associated with that, and it's always like, oh, it's a bad luck number. So I just chose it as it's my favorite number. It brings me luck. So that's why it's my favorite.
Favorite makeup brand?
Right now, Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez. Literally everything I've tried from this brand so far is 5-star quality, pigmentation, everything. It is right now, in my opinion, one of the best that is on the market right now. So good. Selena, if you see my video, I love your stuff.
Oh, your favorite date restaurant with me?
Well, we don't really do like fancy restaurants, so I guess like our version of fancy would be, for me, I like Carrabba's, but I also like Italian food. So for me, I would say Carrabba's. Brooks, I don't know what his would be, because
I like Chewy's, but Carrabba's is great too.
But I like Carrabba's, so I go with Carrabba's.
That's a good choice. To stick with food, what is your favorite food?
Okay. If I could just don't have to worry about calories, anything like that, and just go straight in, I could eat like fettuccine alfredo every single day. It's so good. I'm gonna make myself want it. Fettuccine alfredo.
That's what I eat at Carrabba's, because I ain't worried about them calories.
I still a few bites of it.
It's true.
But it's she good.
Favorite classic rock band or artist?
Okay. Def Leppard. Def Leppard's where it's at for me. Pour Some Sugar on Me. I can listen to that song on repeat.
How many pairs of running shoes do you own, and what is your favorite pair?
More than I can count, honestly.
Y'all should see her closet.
Yeah, it's full of shoes. But my favorite pair of running shoes, I think my solid black Vapor Max. If you haven't ever tried on a pair of Vapor Max, they are like running on a cloud. Like your feet don't touch the ground because of the bubble, and they are just walking around Disney. My feet, when I wear those shoes, do not hurt at the end of the day at all. But with my other shoes, my feet will be a little achy by the end of the day, but those, they are so comfortable. Vapor Max.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in this little town outside of Asheville, North Carolina, and it's a small little southern town. Well, everybody knows everybody. Before I moved to a big city, I guess I didn't appreciate the things that come with living in a small town. And then when I moved to a big city, I find myself going back and appreciating things that I guess I took for granted living in a small town. So that was a little side story, but a little town outside of Asheville, North Carolina.
Out of all the states that you and I have been to, what's your favorite?
Well, if you know me and you follow me on Instagram, you know I love Panama, Destin, that whole area. But to branch off from Florida, because we're in Florida all the time, I would have to say Texas. I love Texas. Like everything about Texas. We're actually in Texas right now. But Texas, man, I don't feel like you can go wrong with Texas.
What was your favorite childhood memory?
I guess just the times that I went over to my grandparents' house and like we'd all sit on the front porch. My grandmother, my grandfather kept a garden, and they would always have like watermelon and stuff like that. So in my family, we would all gather up at my grandparents' house on Sundays. My grandmother would cook this really big meal, and she'd do it all by herself. And we would all get together, and we'd all have this big meal, and all of us cousins would run around in the yard and play afterwards, and it was just everybody getting to be together, and we all had a good time.
What's your dream vehicle?
Lamborghini Yaris, I think is what it's called, in yellow. I would like to have one of those. Or a G-Wagon, but I think I'd like the Yaris.
What started your obsession with Baby Yoda?
So, I didn't necessarily, I can almost say like necessarily didn't care, but I'd never had a desire to watch any of the Star Wars movies. Like, I knew enough about it to know like who Darth Vader was, who Chewie is, like all of that, but I never had a desire to actually like watch any of the movies. And so just the Baby Yoda memes blew up on Facebook, and I just thought he was cute. And seeing all of that, it made me like want to watch The Mandalorian just to see like him, because he was so cute. Like, he's adorable. And every time I watched another episode, because we didn't start watching it until the whole entire first season was released on Disney Plus, so I got to sit down and like binge watch the whole entire show, and that we did. It was probably like 2 o'clock in the morning when we got done watching it, but he was just cute. I still just think he's just the cutest thing ever.
What is your all-time favorite Disney ride, and what's your favorite park?
All-time favorite Disney ride as of now is Rise of the Resistance. If you have not ridden that, do it. Do it. And let me know if you have in the comments and what you thought about it, because I love that ride, can't get enough of it. Now, as far as parks go, like, I feel like Magic Kingdom's my favorite just because that is Disney, but now like a park that I can say like I go to and spend the most time in now, because it actually used to not be, I guess would be Hollywood Studios.
I feel like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway tongue twister helped a lot with that too.
Because there was I didn't really feel like there was that many rides at Hollywood Studios, and I myself, I might get some hate for this, I don't like Tower of Terror just because I'm scared of that feeling of falling, and I'm also scared of elevators, and that ride is putting 2 and 2 of my fears together. Yeah, so there wasn't that much there for me to ride, but it quickly became my favorite park outside of Magic Kingdom just because there's so much to do, and I feel like you could go there and just spend like an entire day at Hollywood Studios and just have a blast.
What do you work out with, and what do you do at the gym?
I'll split this up in like what I will use when I don't have access to a gym. So say like when we're in a hotel room and I'm having to kind of like makeshift with stuff. There's a girl that I follow on Instagram, her name's Susie B. Her workout bands, she makes long bands, glute bands. I use her stuff. It's so good, and it was honestly like a lifesaver for me to be able to find her stuff, because it really aids in having to just work out in the gym or an Airbnb, something like that. Now, when we're in the gym and I actually have access to a gym, I'll use free weights for the most of it. I'll usually, if I do use a machine, the universal machine. And also going back to the Susie B, she makes ankle straps, and I like to use those for like kickbacks. Just the universal machine is very beneficial for me, but that's pretty much it. I do a lot of free weights.
What are your ultimate fitness goals?
Just to be healthy, fit. Like, I don't want to be like a bodybuilder, and no shame against bodybuilder, but I just want to be healthy. I just want to be fit and just take care of my body. Like, your body does so much for you, and I just want to put good stuff in and take care of myself.
Do you have any siblings?
I do not. Although I do, my family is we're all tight-knit. And I have a cousin that, when I was growing up as a kid, I actually thought he was my brother. And we are still to this day very much like brother and sister. So, I don't have a brother, but I have a cousin that is very much like a brother to me. So, where we kind of just consider each other brother and sister, if that makes sense. Also, Brennan, if you watch this, hey.
What is your biggest fear?
Sharks. I love sharks. Like, stop shark finning. Like, save the sharks because they are so extremely important, but I am terrified of them. They give me chills. Like, the fact of like, I guess that's what makes me, like, when we go on a cruise or anything like that, the thought of like the ship or boat, whatever, going into the water terrifies me because I cannot even begin to think having to like face a shark, but I also love sharks at the same time, and it's a mixed thing.
That's it.
Oh, okay. Alright guys, well that wraps up this video then. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give me a thumbs up please. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.